Perfect.
Hello, and welcome to Things That Don't Matter to the podcast. It's episode 29 of the 421, about to hit the big 3-0.
Holy fuck, it's like me. Except
You're not, no.
Dude, I'm 28. I'm gonna hit the 3-0 soon. Sooner
you
than
are
later.
28. You're old, man.
I know, right?
Fucking boomer.
I feel it.
God damn it.
I mean, I know, but I am the millennial still. But
Are you still a millennial? Are you still in that age gap?
yeah.
Oh, good for you.
Great job. Way to be born. You got this.
You knocked that one out of the park there, sir. Well done. We're not going to talk about that either today. We finally watched Alexander. I want to say Slamilton real bad.
I know you do. That's a different podcast. This time we're going to actually talk about the thing we've been talking about for 2 months.
Maybe the big 3-0 we discuss, and the upcoming hit erotic fan film, Slamilton. However, today we're just going to talk about the regular Hamilton. It recently came out on Disney Plus for distribution, except you guys all probably know that. In fact, if you clicked on this video, you probably came here from the Hamilton hashtag.
Yeah, welcome. This is not going to be your typical review.
Just because Hamilton is on Disney Plus does not mean we would ever be on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Hey.
Kids, look away. Covered in mirrors.
So oh man, where to start?
I had seen it before on a really shitty bootleg or on YouTube one time. Somebody had uploaded. Somebody tagged me in it and was like, Jeff, it's on YouTube.
Someone.
I don't remember who it was.
I do.
Do you?
Yeah.
Say it. Take it out.
Wasn't it Chia?
No, I was at Chia's house when I watched it.
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay.
Okay.
So Chia's just an accomplice.
He was asleep. Because the tag
Guilty by association. Continue.
The tag came in at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, and I got up and watched it. I made a pot of coffee, and I fucking watched it. It was really shitty bootleg, but I was impressed with immediately the choreography and stuff still, and that was even showcased better in this the actual movie version that they released.
Mm.
I feel like you should really kick it off though, because this is your first time viewing it.
I mean, sure. So then I guess we can start with, I think we got to start with the things we love. Daveed Diggs is an angel.
The star of the show.
It was weird that like all of the other characters seemed to be very serious in nature. And then like Thomas Jefferson was the only one who could, well, I guess also King George was like that as well. Like, they were the only ones to have a little bit of, like, extra, like, sass or character. Mm-hmm. Not sass, necessarily. The Schuyler sisters had hella sass.
Oh, my God.
Their first song was so good. When they just came out on stage, you could just, like, feel the power behind it.
I can't help but snap my finger and, like, bend my hip to it. Fucking work!
So, yeah, I think Daveed Diggs was my favorite person in the entire show, hands down.
He had the best... he had the best performing song of that version of the video. Like, I'm
Wait,
sorry.
the performing song of, you mean the bootleg?
Yeah, no, not the bootleg. Oh. The actual video. Like, just like every time there might be a little bit more energy in some different things during different productions and stuff like that. Every night might have a different, better thing of that movie that is on Disney Plus. He had the best fucking theatrics and like the best song of the whole movie,
hands down.
Yeah. Which is funny to me because you used to skip that fucking song.
Uh-huh.
You used to hate that goddamn song.
What did I miss?
Oh,
I didn't like it.
Good. I love it. I love how eccentric it is. You really get the energy from it. Oh, it's so good.
I mean, it grew on to me eventually, but it was one when I first started listening. I skipped early. I think you should make a drinking game out of Act 1 where every time Lawrence looks at Hamilton like they're about to fuck, you have to take a shot. Maybe not a shot, maybe a drink. A shot would kill you.
Yeah, but in the second act, that gets weird.
Yeah, it does. That's why I said in Act 1, specifically.
Oh, shit, I'm sorry.
Before he turns into a 4-year-old kid who is also his son.
9-year-old. He turns from a 9-year-old.
No, the first time you see him, he's 4, isn't he?
No. When he's playing the piano. That's when
Oh, yeah,
he literally does the rap.
You're right. I remember. I'm a Hamill fan.
Your son is 9 years old today.
I think it was 4.
If by 4 years old you could play the piano and speak French, way to go, kid.
I couldn't. What could you do by 4?
I could program a VCR. I think.
Huh. I think.
I don't remember. Hey, Mama Dice, if you're listening, what could I do by 4?
That is impressive compared to other 4-year-old standards.
Could I at least walk?
Could they have made there should be a follow-up to Jeff Foxworthy's show, the new and improved Are You Better Than a 4-Year-Old? Like they just bring out random 4-year-old.
Are you more useful than a 4-year-old? So that was one of the things we liked was Daveed Diggs. Do you know who plays Angelica?
Not off the top of my head, but I have my phone.
Dying, so I cannot look it up.
Oh, you should have grabbed a charger while you were
I should
downstairs.
have. I really should have, because I went and got me a refreshing
Renee Elise Goldsberry.
Fucking fantastic, beautiful performance. Like, just below Daveed Diggs.
I still think she had the best singing in the entire thing. Like, if I had to just give an award to the best singer.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Satisfied. Such beautiful choreography. It's so good. I cried twice. I've seen that movie twice so far, and I've cried both times.
I know we can't just go through all the songs and say they were so good.
I
do
have my critiques. Don't worry, when we get to the critiques part, I definitely have my critiques.
Even on the back of, like, Renee's performance on Angelica was super good, but also, I believe her name is Philippa Sue?
Eliza?
Who plays Eliza. Her fucking performance in Burn was hands down.
Cried both times as well.
Tears.
Cried.
Philippa Sue.
Cried.
Yeah.
I fucking, on your couch, cried like a baby.
Cried more than Lin-Manuel in his performance in Hamilton.
Actually cried. Convincingly cried.
The second time we watched it, so we watched it the first time at my house. It was completely silent. We said no singing. You have to just be reverent and watch. And then we did it a second time yesterday, actually, where we work, and we respectfully social distance ourselves and had a nice little sing along of Hamilton. It was very nice. But where is it going with this? Oh, the second time, because you mentioned it specifically the first time that he had the worst crying faces, and I was like, huh? And so when I watched it the second time, every time he would have a sad scene coming up, I would like lean in real close, and I would look at his face, and his crying faces are real bad.
Yeah, dude. Every time
They're
you can
real
see, because
bad.
like he looks perfectly normal, and like I saw it the worst at the end of Forgiveness. Can you imagine? Uptown, Quiet Uptown, or
Yeah, whatever.
or is it Unimaginable? Whatever it is. The end of that song, whenever she takes his hand, like he looks so normal, and then he grabs it and he just goes, like really obvious.
I'm sorry. Now I'm getting all the shit out of the way in like 3 minutes.
Well, it was like we were talking about the good first. I was just letting the good happen.
I know. There's a lot of memeable moments.
There is. I have oh my God, I have a lot of critiques for Manuel, but I understand, having learned more about his stage presence as of recently. I think you said it, or I think our buddy
K.
I think our buddy K said it. If he wants to look better on stage, he would be fine if he just hired less talented people.
I said that, yeah.
Because, oh my God, he hired such a talented staff that it just like, oh my God, he was completely outshined.
And I didn't realize how much of those people, like, I don't want to say recycled, but like how many people he's also bringing into the new movie he's doing.
Yeah, you mean like Lawrence?
Heights. Yeah, like Lawrence.
Yeah, you mean like Lawrence?
I didn't draw the connection between the Anthony Ramos in he plays Lawrence as well as Philip Hamilton, but in The Heights he's playing the lead character Usnavi, and I did not realize they were the same person until I showed Dice the trailer, and he's like, "That's Lawrence," and I'm like, "Nah,
no, you're wrong.
Nah,
you're wrong."
And then Kay came up and he was like, "Oh yeah, it's really cool that Anthony Ramos is in it." And I was like, "Oh yeah, isn't he in Hamilton?" He's like, "Yeah, that's Lawrence." And Jeff just like around the corner is like, "Ha!"
I was laying on a couch and like shot my head up like, "Fuck you, I was right." I've never seen Into the Heights, so I have to.
I've only seen a high school production of In the Heights, but I love the soundtrack.
In the Heights, not Into the Heights.
In Washington Heights.
Kay was definitely right, and I'm willing to admit I was wrong after the first viewing of it. Burr is strong in both acts. Burr is very strong in both acts.
In both acts?
In both acts. According to his character of each act, he is extremely strong and well performed.
Mm-hmm.
I the second time we did it, I put the being spoiled by the soundtrack out of my brain. I was like, this is I'm watching a musical performance. That's it. It's imagine if it was just brand new people you paid money to see and it just happened to turn out like this.
The reason it didn't seem as strong to me in the first act was kind of like you said, I wasn't taking into consideration that he has a very major part in both acts. He is singing on that stage for a majority of the time.
Yes.
So like at first I realized I thought it was a little annoying and weak, but then I was like, oh no, he's just a little bit more reserved. Because by the time like his big song comes around, that's like almost at the end of Act 1, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And even then, Wait For It isn't that like demanding of a song because the choreography is perfect for Wait For It, and I love that choreography. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's really fucking good. But it's not that demanding of a song. It takes a lot of vocals after singing on stage and wearing that outfit and all that stuff, but it's not as demanding and taxing as the next big song he has, which is The Room Where It Happens, which...
But that's not until the second act.
Yeah, but still, that's...
Right.
If we're going to compare both things, I don't feel like it takes a lot in that first act. He definitely has a lot more reserves, and then he hits his character arc in the second act and becomes that more buoyant person.
I can agree that it's not as demanding, but it is equally, if not more, commanding of a song.
Yes.
It may not be as taxing, but you still need to attack it with full strength, or it's
Yeah,
not
and he
going
does.
to
I mean, he
relate.
does it very well.
Absolutely.
Wait For It was beautiful. Wait For It is not one of the songs I have a problem with, except that fucking close up. I
So,
don't give a shit what Kay says. Fuck that close up.
We both have pretty similar views when it comes to the cinematography of how it was shot. There's a lot of weird angles, man.
I don't mind what they did, especially the ending duel and stuff like that. I don't mind
That shit
some
was
of it.
cool.
Satisfied looks fantastic with the way they shot it, but some choices on zoom ups and stuff, I wish they would have just put a steady camera right in the middle of the audience and let me see it.
See, I didn't like Satisfied specifically. They made it, or was it? I think it was.
You bastard.
I think it was Satisfied because they used so many. They used I call it the MTV effect. They just like shotgunned a bunch of different camera angles at you, and I'm like, no, I can't see what's like the choreography is in the background because you're just giving me Angelica and in like 4 different angles from a million different shots, and I can't see anything else that's happening.
But they're showing you from Angelica's perspective in Satisfied.
That's fine. I want to see
liked
the
it.
stage.
Okay, fuck it. We disagree on that.
However-
that one was beautiful. I just love that they recreate what is it, Helpless. Oh my god, and everything in between. Beautiful. Fantastic.
We don't like the close up on Aaron Burr's face in which song was
Wait
it?
For It.
Was that Wait For It?
Yeah, it was definitely Wait For It. It's
There's-
right before Hamilton doesn't hesitate.
Yeah, it like cuts off half. I'm not even concerned that it cuts off half of his face. The reason I hate it is because it then cuts away into a big long shot and it just leaves you. Like, I understand that it's supposed
Waiting
to be
for it?
It's supposed to be the feeling of like this big emptiness because you're ready for the next part to come in. But it just I didn't like it. There were a couple of other times where the shots didn't line up the way I kind of liked it and left me kind of wanting more. But there are also spots that I noticed in the second viewing where they did some really cool camera shots and angles. Specifically, I can't remember when it happened in the musical. It would have been sometime in the second act, but the one person in the ensemble who plays the bullet, you see her like show up in the balcony just like lit by one of the like the faded orange spotlights, and she just stands there. I think it's before a duel. I think it's before Philip's duel.
I know 2 bullets. So you mean
No, that's not it because she talks to Philip before he meets George Eaker. It was a
Yeah.
different fight. Somebody's about to die, and you just like see her up off in the wings, and then like the spotlight's there. It cuts, and by the time it comes back around, she's not there anymore. And then that's when the bullet is actually coming out. I thought that was a really cool.
So the 2 times I think she appears is the final duel between Hamilton and Burr during the long monologue. And the first one was a rifle shot.
The very
That
first
went over Hamilton's head.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the only 2 times she actually appears to do the bullet. Or are you saying like?
But I'm saying
just
they
highlight
use
it?
I'm saying they use that character to foreshadow what is going to happen.
No, I didn't catch
so
that
like
then.
when Philip was like
Well,
Where's Mr. George Eaker? Da, da, da. He was just up Broadway. He's up in his box.
Yeah.
That was her. And she told him where George Eaker was. So some people are saying, like, that's foreshadowing that Philip's about to die. And I was saying, like, I saw her show up in another scene. I can't remember which one it was. Guess I'll have to watch it a third time.
It still could have been Philip's scene. She still could have been in the rafters during the duel. That was a completely different thing.
Either way, I thought it was super cool how they played that. I read it on Facebook, and I was like, no, I don't believe that. And then I actually watched it, and I was like, oh, interesting.
Or if you see it again, send it my way.
I will. I don't know if it's just I think it's an actual real thing. Like, she is, like, I believe that she is the bullet. I just don't know how much of that is actually, like, conjecture of people wanting to read into it more than it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The English teacher effect?
Yeah. So what else did you enjoy from it? I'm trying to pick my brain here. I'm not, like, without trying to go through every song in, like, fucking order.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Lawrence interlude is beautiful. It's perfect. I appreciate him keeping it off this. If he did keep it off the soundtrack for it to be a surprise, I did appreciate that.
I love that kind of shit.
Even though it's immediately said that Lawrence dies for Hamilton in the first song.
Right, but I
get it. I get it. It was beautiful. I loved it. Just saying he was making a big deal about it. I'm like, they literally say it in the first songs that I died for him.
But then you never hear from him again.
Yeah.
And it's something you don't catch until your second listen. Because when you go through for the second listen again, you hear, me, I fought for him. And you're like, oh, that's that guy. Me, I loved him. Oh, that's the Schuyler sisters. Me, I'm the damn fool who shot him. Oh, that's Aaron Burr. Me, I died for him. His mom? No,
yes.
She just got sick.
His mom sounds exactly like Lawrence. Which is... Oh, my God. That means two things. I just thought of it.
What?
Because not only does Lawrence die for him, but Philip dies for him because he fights in honor of his father. Huh. Holy shit.
And this is the kind of shit you don't pick up on unless you can see the stage show.
Yeah. Wow.
God, I would still love to see it live someday.
It'll never be the same cast.
No, but I'm okay. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with seeing a new Hamilton.
I'm spoiled. Unless I'm performing, I'm spoiled.
I love Lin-Manuel to death. Do not get me wrong. I just think there are other people who could play Hamilton in a stronger role.
That's very fair.
I think other people would agree with me. But if you disagree with me, please don't hate me because I don't know shit.
I don't know shit. Yeah. You better act like you know something. We're literally giving a review on this shit.
I mean, we've talked a little bit about things we liked. We talked a little bit about things we didn't like. What was your favorite song?
Selfishly, Room Where It Happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was the choreography was fantastic. It was strong. Burr, you could see the personality change in Burr through the character. I never say his name right. I know it's like Odise Jr., but I don't remember his
Leslie Odom Jr.
Odom. I always say Odise. Yeah, Leslie Odom Jr. is fantastic on stage. You could see every ounce of pain that character went through, transformation that character went through, and you see it all in that song be portrayed, and just the drive in his eyes at the end. Like we said, he seemed very reserved in the first act, and that second act when he came in with that song, very commanding of the stage. You could tell, and it left me in awe. I didn't get to see that good of a version of it before, so to see it like that at your house, I was like fucking astounded with it. It just beat out Satisfied for me, but that's on a selfish fucking level because I love that song because it's my favorite song in the album.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite song is still Dear Theodosia, but it is what it is. It was
a beautiful performed song. There wasn't much in the way of choreography. I think it
wasn't flashy.
It did what it did, but that was immediately followed by Lauren's interlude, and it was very much overshadowed in my eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It kind of set you up in a very like soft and vulnerable space for them to stab you with the knife of Lauren's death.
That's if I had a complaint about why you left it off the album and where you decided to put it.
But honestly, I think my favorite song that I saw performed was still Yorktown, like the World Turned Upside Down.
Oh,
fucking! It wasn't. I didn't like it as much as their performance at the Tonys, which we talked about with Kay yesterday as well. I really wish we could have got Kay on here for today.
I really wish he would have came. Yeah, we tried.
Would have came.
Oh, I'll make him came. Anyway,
Anyway, it was really well done. I loved the choreography for it. Honorable mentions: Jonathan Groff did a wonderful job as King George.
Oh,
King George was somebody I did not like when he walked out on stage, and not like in a like I did not like the character. I was like, guy is boring. And then by the end of the first song, I was like, ooh, give me the next one. What's the next one gonna be?
Each one got better too. Each one his little. Even at the end, I'm happy he got to stick around for like a couple of songs.
I'm so glad for what they did in the Reynolds pamphlet.
Yeah. Oh my
It
god.
was awesome, and it's something that you don't get when you only listen to the soundtrack.
Honorable mentions too. Reynolds pamphlet has been stuck in my head. Just how fucking funny Thomas Jefferson was through that whole thing.
Reynolds pamphlet was the song that I always skipped because Reynolds pamphlet and the song that they sing together, "Tell Me How to Say No to This."
No to this.
I always skip that one. I don't like that one.
I don't believe in cheating.
I am a faithful monogamous man.
However, Peggy's voice, way different than actual Peggy, but yeah, that was a good song. I think she performed very well.
Oh,
Okay.
the Reynolds. There we go. All right, we're back. Sorry for that weird cut. I could not remember why we talked about the Reynolds pamphlet. It's because I always skipped it when I listened to the soundtrack, but now that I've seen it on stage, it is so much better. The staging when they do the Reynolds pamphlet is, I think it's the best in Act 2. Just because I love the way it looks. They do the chaos that they should have done with Satisfied, but they did it with shit on stage instead of MTV camera angles.
But
that's what I wanted.
They weren't recreating. Yeah, but no, the Reynolds pamphlet was very good.
It slapped.
Your turn for an honorable mention.
An honorable mention? Honorable mention to... Honorable mention to Archer, my puppy, who's now running around the office.
Yeah, hi, Archer.
Again. Honorable mentions. I mean, yeah, Hercules... I wish we could have seen more of Hercules. I wish he had a bigger part in the first act. I understand why he wasn't, because he was busy being a spy elsewhere.
Yeah.
But Hercules was also a character that I wish got more screen time. I mean, Madison was Madison. He didn't impress me, but he held his own. He was strong.
God. Washington was fantastic.
Oh, yes.
Washington made me believe that I wasn't just listening to people try to perform the soundtrack. Washington took musical fucking liberties on that. Like, I believe no performance would have been the same every night, and it would still be fantastic.
And I believe that is also a character who, I don't know if they'll be going into the In the Heights movie, but they were a part of In the Heights when Lin-Manuel did the original run.
See, I want to see that. But he was fantastic. I did not mean to blow past him and all that. He definitely deserves a goddamn mention, not even an honorable one, like top tier mention. George Washington's Say Goodbye. Beautiful. Fucking perfect and beautiful. Missed opportunity in Right Hand Man. They ended it wrong. Just throwing it out there.
They could have done the TBS back-to-back, but...
They did it wrong. And that is the saddest part of the whole musical.
Well, maybe we'll do it live on stream tonight so that you can understand what we mean. Who? I mean, I feel like
I think that's...
we've gone through like the entire cast. I said we weren't just gonna go through everything one by one.
We didn't go
and
through
say it
every
was good.
song, but we had to go. Like you're judging the cast. Like all the choreography was pretty much spot on and beautiful, aside from a couple songs. Even the lack of choreography in some songs was fantastic.
I've never been one. This is gonna sound weird, but I've never been one to be like impressed by dance. Like
the fact that I can't dance, like it's the weakest of the three talents for stage. It's my weakest thing. Makes me appreciate people who do it, because if you can tell a story through dance, I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, I just never get it.
You
have to be like very blunt in your dance for me to know what you are trying to get at. Like when I see cool flashy dances on like Facebook feeds and like little gifs, I'm like, oh, that's so cool. And then I see like these interpretive dances or these choreographed dances, and I'm just like, I don't get it. Still cool. I don't get it.
I don't know. I appreciated it. My dance teacher, dance instructor for musicals at school. I did not take dance, but I definitely was instructed in dance. like just taught me how to appreciate it, even if I couldn't do it perfect. Like I had to learn how to waltz and tango and do all kinds of shit. So
That'd be fun. We should go dancing sometime. I mean, not like us two. Like we should take our ladies dancing sometimes. Sometime.
Everybody, you should go check out Hamilton. Find a way to get on Disney Plus and check it out.
Steal your ex-girlfriend's account. Just fucking do it.
I used my mom's, so shout out Mama Dice. Thank you so much for letting me use that account and continue to use it until we get rid of it.
It's well worth a watch, even if you're not into Hamilton. You know, if you want to know what it's all about, just give it a watch.
Dot doesn't like musicals. Dot had no idea what was going on. She rated it an okay.
And be sure to tune in next week for the writing of the pilot of Alexander Slamilton, a great American musical.
Oh.
Thank you so much.
It's going to be a porn musical?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be hard to hit notes. Or maybe a little bit easier. I don't know.
Oh my God. If you have any... you know what? Maybe you shouldn't put ideas for the musical in the comments below, but
yeah, don't do that.
Probably maybe not. I don't know what they should put in the comments, but
what was your favorite part of Hamilton? Have you gotten to see it yet? Hit the like button. Subscribe to us. Don't put anything to be put in the musical yet. That's for next week. Next week we can repulse everybody who ever passes through our channel.
However, if you have any like really cool puns that you want to put down like for people's names, that would be great. So far we have Alexander Slamilton.
Oh, actually, maybe a couple verse lines. Nah, be creative.
Be creative. We trust you. We trust you.
Goodbye, guys.